Hi everybody, welcome back to Does It Vlog. In this series, what I try to do is I try to share information for new creators, new photographers, or people that are on a budget on some of my experiences and some things that might be helpful in their quest to create. Let's get started with the topic of the episode. So in the beginning of this video, I said we were going to discuss why you need to buy new gear before uploading your next YouTube video. And the answer to that statement is you don't. If you take a moment right now and look at the gear you have, whether it's a cell phone, action camera, DSLR, whatever gear that you have, if you can honestly say that if you've reached the skill level where that equipment cannot perform for you anymore, then you need to look at new gear. But if that's not true, you're still learning, you're still developing, the gear you have is all you really need to upload to YouTube. But what happens is we experience the resistance, whether consciously or subconsciously, to uploading and creating, and what the symptom of that resistance then becomes our inability to post and our focus on new equipment. Now, it's not just limited to new equipment. It could be our focus on doing yard work, shopping for groceries, washing dishes, any one of a multitude of things, but it's also new gear syndrome. And that's what I'm gonna label it as, new gear syndrome. And the reason why I know this is because I'm a victim of this as well. I would like everybody that follows me to take a moment and think about, over the past 30 days, how much time they spent watching YouTube videos about equipment. Not educational videos where they're learning how to improve their skill level, but simply about equipment, microphones, cameras, lighting, gimbals, any of those things. Add up all of those hours and then compare how many hours to that did you actually create. And I think that if you can say that 90% of the time you are watching videos about equipment rather than creating, then you need to be aware that you have new gear syndrome. Now, many of us do, and again, the only reason why I know this is because I'm a victim of this syndrome as well. And I'll tell you a quick story. So the other day I was watching a YouTube video from a pretty prominent YouTube creator. He's a landscape photographer, does great work, and I enjoy his videos. But he actually put out a video that was, basically it was guesswork about the new Canon mirrorless camera that's coming out. And it was speculation on specs and what direction Canon was going to go in. And I caught myself watching that video and thinking about those specs when I don't need a new camera. I'm using a Canon T6i. It's fairly old, you know, in the camera world. It does great for me. My skill level has not increased to the point where I could get a new camera and I would get better results, simply because my skill level isn't there. So once my skill level increases, then I can look at, well, maybe I'll get a new camera, new lenses, new gimbals. But until that skill level increases, I don't need to. So I stopped and I asked myself, why am I watching this video? Why am I spending the time watching a video from another creator instead of out creating, whether it's photography or videography? Especially in the instance where they're not even really covering actual specs, it's imaginary specs. It's what they thought the camera might have due to rumors. And that brought a light bulb up on my head. New gear syndrome. And I thought I needed to communicate this with other creators, other YouTube creators and photographers on this channel, because I think a lot of us suffer from that. Now, don't get me wrong. Let me put a disclaimer to that. I'm not complaining about photographers or content creators making videos with product reviews. They're very useful when you're in the market. It helps eliminate a lot of the guesswork so that you can make an educated purchase. What I'm saying is that as the end consumer of the videos, I have to stop and ask myself, is this video really of value to me, or am I simply using it as a crutch to keep me from creating? So I don't think that any content creator needs to change their content. I think we need to be smarter about how we're using that content and more self-aware so that we're saying, I have better uses of my time rather than sitting here looking at new equipment when I have equipment sitting there staring at me in the face that I'm not using. There's another channel that does a lot of gear reviews, and they have a lot of good instructional videos as well. Now, personally, I chose Canon over any other camera ecosystem. I prefer Canon. I like the fact that the T6i had the swing out screen, and I made a commitment that I was going to stick with Canon, even though I had to overlook the Canon cripple or the cripple hammer that Canon tends to do. But I wanted to go with Canon. I like the cameras, I like the design, it fit well for me. So I was watching this other YouTube creator, and they were covering a Sony camera, and I believe it was a Nikon camera, and the differences between the two, their latest cameras. Both cameras were way out of my budget range. And I sat there and I started watching that video. And at the end of the video, I was really comparing them in my mind, even though I knew I would never purchase them. Why did I do it? And it's just something to think about. A few years ago, I purchased a book. The name of the book was The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. It's a really interesting book, and it's about the creative process and creators, how they create, but basically about the resistance and the procrastination that we tend to put in front of ourselves, and the hesitation to create, and how it will keep us from being successful in the art form that we desire, or in the business that we desire. It's a really neat book. It's really small. It's a quick and easy read. It's something you can read probably in a day. On your lunch hour, you could break it down. I highly recommend it. And again, it's called The War of Art. I'll put a photo here, and I'll link it in the description below. So that way, if you're interested in reading it, I can highly recommend it. Now, I know a lot of you that follow this channel right now, a lot of my followers are new creators for YouTube in a wide variety of genres and niches, makeup, beauty, travel, all kinds of different things, including pain management. Shout out to Average Joe PT. I'll link his channel here. I recently got a message from Average Joe telling me that he wanted to see a new video, and I guaranteed him there would be one up this Sunday, so this is that video. And I hope that everybody that follows this channel takes this information and understands that I'm providing it with love, and I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else, but this is the world that I live in as well. And I recommend for all of those new creators to read that book, regardless of the niche that you're in. I think that it will really, really help you. Now, a challenge. I would like to challenge my fellow YouTube creators to go to their channel art and actually create their channel art stating exactly how often they are going to upload YouTube videos. And use that as a commitment not only to yourself, but to your followers. Whether you pick once a week, twice a week, once a month, but stick to it. And just remember, a challenge is a challenge. So if you're uploading once a month and you're not getting the responses that you would like, I challenge you to make it twice a month and hold yourself to that commitment. It's a challenge, which means it's going to be difficult. It's going to push you to the next level. And it's something that I think that will be healthy and great for all of us. It puts our focus on the creation of content, rather than allowing us to be swayed by the resistance that we have in our own minds. So at the time of posting of this video, you're more than welcome to look at my channel art for this channel, and there would be a specific I'm going to post this often on this channel. So how often your videos will be uploaded is totally up to you. If you decide that you would like to accept this challenge, please comment below. Comments below, and let me know what you think and how this affects your channel. Don't be afraid to communicate with me through email. You can also communicate through my Instagram, or just comment on this channel if you see any growth once you set that commitment on your channel art, and communicate that you're definitely going to upload a specific amount within a specific amount of time. Please feel free to come back, check my channel art, or check it right now when you're watching this video. Take a look at it, and if you feel I haven't challenged myself enough, feel free to comment about that as well. Now, as you know, I also provide links in the bottom of my channel for the equipment that I use. There'll also be a link for the War of Art by Steven Pressfield, and that'll be a link in the bottom. My links are associate links, so I do get a little bit of funding for that to maintain this channel and to keep me self-employed. So if you have any interest in any of the equipment or that book, you're more than welcome to go through my Amazon affiliate link. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this information useful at all. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up, and I'll do more of these videos if it does well, with thoughts and ideas about creation. Until the next time, everybody have a good one, and let's keep creating.